Let's see how to use manual partitioning during Zorin OS installation. So here, when I get to this screen of the installation type, we can either choose if we want to erase everything we have on the disk, or we can choose something else for manual partitioning, and this is what we are going to focus on in this video. So let's continue. And as you can see, in this computer I only have one disk. This is the one we can see now, and its size is about 128 gigabytes. Now, the first thing that we need to do is to have a partition table. If you are using a disk that has been used before, you probably see here some partitions that are on the disk, but as you can see, I don't have any partitions. I don't even have a partition table. Now, I'm going to assume that you want a fresh installation of Zorin OS, and this is why I'm going to create a new partition table. I have to do it anyway because I don't have a partition table yet. But take notice that creating a new partition table will delete all of the partitions that are currently on your disk. So I'm going to create my new partition table. And we are being warned that when creating this new partition, all current partitions will be removed. I am fine with that, so let's click on Continue. And the new partition table was created, and we can now see free space, which is equal to the size of the disk itself. Let's now move on to the creation of the partitions themselves. So to create a new partition, I need to click here on the plus icon. And the first partition we need is the ESP, or EFI system partition. This partition helps the system know the location of all of the other partitions and is necessary for successful boot. Now, as for the size of this partition, it needs to be at least about 500 megabytes, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to allocate about 1000 megabytes. So here I'm going to write 1000, and make sure that here you choose beginning of this space so that we won't stay with any unused space. Next, we need to specify the use as for this partition, and here I'm going to choose this option, EFI system partition. Then we can click on OK, and we can see that the new partition was created. Once we have the EFI system partition, we can move on to the creation of the actual usable partitions. Now, one thing that I want to mention is the creation of a swap partition. For many years, during the installation of Linux systems, we used to create a swap partition. But swap partitions, especially for modern Linux distros, have pretty much fallen out of favor, and swap files have taken the lead. It doesn't mean that you cannot create a swap partition. You definitely can, and if you want to do that, you simply choose the free space, create a new partition, allocate the size to it, for example 3 gigabytes, and here you can choose swap area. So this is definitely doable, but as I said, I am not going to do that. The recommended way for swap area in Zorin OS is a swap file. And this is something that the system will create for us. So we don't really need to create a swap partition. I'm going to cancel the creation of this swap partition. What we do want is the partition on which Zorin OS itself will be installed. So let's create a new partition. So once again, I'm going to click on the plus icon. And here we have two options. We can only create one big partition for everything, for the system and for the user files. This is the simpler, more straightforward way. And if you want to do that, you're going to allocate here all of the remaining disk space. For use as, you're going to choose ext4 journaling system. And for the mount point, you're going to choose /, which indicates the root. Then you can click on OK. And as you can see, we got a check mark here indicating that this partition will be formatted. So the partition table we see here is simple and it will work. If you don't have a lot of experience with Linux, this is the way I recommend you to create your table. Then you can simply click on Install Now. But now that we have seen that, I want to show you an alternative. And the alternative is to create two separate partitions. One for root, or for the system, for Zorin OS itself, and a different partition for the user files. This might be a tiny little bit more complicated, but it will make your life much easier if you want to reinstall the operating system or distro hop down the line. So just so we can see both ways, let's delete this partition, and to do that I'll click on the minus icon, and let's see how we can create two separate partitions for root and for home. So once again, I'm going to click on the free space, and let's start by creating the root partition. So I'm going to click on the plus icon. Now, how big does the root partition need to be? So the minimum size is somewhere around 15-17 gigabytes. This should already be enough for a basic installation of Zorin OS. But if you have the disk space, I highly recommend to allocate more than that. How much? Anywhere between 50 to even 100 gigabytes if you have a really big disk. This is especially important if you plan to use a lot of development tools. For example, Docker images. These things are going to be stored in the root partition by default, so having more space cannot hurt. But once again, if your disk is on the lower side, then 30 gigabytes is definitely enough. In my case, my disk is not that big. It only has about 120 gigabytes. So I am going to allocate, say, 35 gigabytes for the root partition. So let's change this to 35 gigabytes. And once again, the mount point for the root partition needs to be /. Then we can click on OK to create the partition. And now we are left with quite a lot of free disk space. And this is where we are going to create our home partition. So let's create the new partition. And for this partition, I'm going to allocate the rest of the disk space, all of the remaining disk space. For use as, I'm going to choose again ext4 journaling file system, this option, and the mount point for the home partition needs to be /home. Then we can click on OK. And this partition table will create two separate partitions, a root partition and then a separate home partition. We can then click on Install Now, and we can see that 3 partitions are going to be installed. Partition 1 for ESP or EFI system partition, partition 2 that will be used as the root partition, and partition 3 which will be used as the home partition. We can then click on Continue, and we can follow the rest of the steps to finish the installation.